Matt is trying to find out who killed Hector, the Punisher is here, the real identity of Muse, and a hint of the future of White Tiger. A lot of happened in the fourth episode of Daredevil Born Again called Sic Semper Systema, and we have a lot to talk about. So hi guys, what's up and welcome back to another fresh video of Oliver. This is Asad, your host. And guys, in today's video, I'm going to share my spoiler review about the fourth episode of Daredevil Born Again called Sic Semper Systema with you guys. So if you haven't seen the episode yet, so quit this video and go watch the episode first and then come back to this video. And if you have seen the episode, so let's get started.
You're the lawyer.
Tough guy, huh?
Not at all. This city's what it's always been. David versus Goliath. I promise to keep it safe.
The episode starts with Mac at Hector Ayala's autopsy, getting his suit and tiger amulet. It's a very sad moment, and then we saw Hector Ayala's niece Angela comes in the morgue filled with anger and grief. She's pretty certain that cops killed her uncle. And guys, if you have read the comics, so you guys know that Angela, Hector's niece, puts on the suit of White Tiger in a storyline in comics after the death of Hector Ayala. So I think the show is hinting to that storyline. Then we see Daniel and Bibi Uric in a club, and Bibi Uric gets Daniel drunk and makes him tell some information about Mayor Fisk's plan. And this isn't gonna end well for Daniel, and we will talk about that later. And then we get our second look of Muse, one of the main villain of this show, carrying someone in his arm and going into the subway. The shot that we saw in the trailer. Then we saw some of his murals around the city. We saw Fisk's mural that we saw him making in the first episode, and we saw the Punishers and the Hector Ayala's mural all over the city. And after that, we saw Matt is trying to find out who killed Hector Ayala. He confronted Officer Powell, and Officer Powell said that he wasn't behind all of this, and because of the super hearing of Matt Murdock, he knew that Powell is telling the truth. After confronting Officer Powell, Matt went to the crime scene where Hector Ayala was killed, and he found a bullet casing with the Punisher's logo engraved on it, and he straight went to see Frank Castle, the Punisher. And I was expecting that we are gonna see some action, but instead of that, we got a very emotional talk about and a debate about right or wrong. It was a parallel to their conversation from the rooftop in the Daredevil season 2 on Netflix, and it was incredibly emotional. And we also saw in the background Frank has a wall with the pictures of people he was tracking, and some of those pictures are crossed out in red. This is interesting, and it might be setting up the new Punisher special show that was just officially confirmed last week. And this scene is leaving you with the feeling of intrigue and excitement. And after that, we saw Daniel telling Fisk that he was the one who gave the information to Bibi Uric. In that whole scene, I was holding my breath. I was on the edge of my seat, and I was sweating. And honestly, that I thought that Daniel is gonna die in that scene. Fisk is gonna lose it, and he's gonna kill him at the right that moment. But surprisingly, he survived and he lived. But I'm pretty sure he's gonna die by the end of the season or the end of the second season of Daredevil Born Again. I'm pretty sure about that. And there is another interesting detail in this episode. Matt took on a pro bono case to help a guy named Leroy. There's nothing interesting about this case, but during the conversation between Leroy and Matt Murdock, one thing caught my attention, because during that conversation, Leroy mentioned Skrulls, and this means that after the events of Secret Invasion, everybody knows about the Skrulls living on Earth. And now it's confirmed that Secret Invasion is canon in Marvel Universe, so which is a very bad thing, but what we can do about it. And after that, we saw Fisk and Vanessa are attending another couples therapy with Heather. And in that therapy, we learned that Vanessa was having an affair with the Adam. And later we found out that Fisk has him. Adam is badly hurt, which explains bruised knuckles of Wilson Fisk from the previous episodes. And after talking to Frank Castle, Matt thinks about becoming Daredevil again. We see his helmets, and then Matt swings his baton. And it was an electrifying moment filled with hope and excitement, leaving you with a feeling of anticipation. I was really happy about that scene, and that was mesmerizing. The episode ends with the Muse doing bad things in the subway. The person we saw he was carrying in the beginning of the episode is alive, and Muse is draining his blood out while he was alive. And we saw some dead bodies are hanging there, and it was a nightmare scene, leaving you with a feeling of horror and make you question about the mental state of Muse, and that was really scary. That sequence was really brutal and scary. And here's another detail I'm pretty much sure that everybody missed. We got a confirmation about Muse's real identity. If you look at the credits of the episode, you will see the name of an actor called Hunter Duhan, who we saw in the second episode at the book reading session of Heather Green, who he was asking for the help of Heather. But the thing is, we didn't see him in this whole episode. His name is in the credits, so that confirms that he is Muse. And if you have been following my reviews, so you know I predicted this when we saw the Hunter Duhan's character for the first time, and I was right. Now this makes me worried about Heather Green because she is the psychiatrist of the Muse, and his mental state is unstable and unpredictable, so I don't know what he's gonna do with Heather. If he does something to Heather, so he is screwed, because then Daredevil is gonna beat the shit out of him. This season of Daredevil Born Again is about feelings, politics, and people's problem, not just fight. Daredevil series is known for its brutal action sequence, but this season is more about emotions, courtroom drama, or character development. What do you think, guys, about the fourth episode of Daredevil Born Again? Let me know your thoughts in the comment box below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Daredevil Born Again content. And that's all. That was the whole video. That's a wrap. Thank you for watching. This is Asas signing off. Peace.